You know, before YouTube fucked it all up, I had the greatest job in the world, opening for Hypnocast every night.
But then we got the call, and YouTube hammered us for Moxie's tits.
So now I'm jobless and broke with nowhere to go.
Your phone ringing.
Oh, the phone is ringing.
Big boy, come pick up your phone. How you know pick up your phone,
Hello, this is the Gopher. Who is it?
Hello, Gopher. The time is now. Hypnocast Season 3 is here, and we want you back.
Holy shit, boys, we are back in business! That son of a bitch is gonna scream any minute now. Let the show begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Probably all agree you can't cut 12-year-old Timmy's cock off.
Yeah. I like how you said cut for like half a second.
Yeah. Well, it's cut and cock, and it came out cuck, and yeah, that's. Whoops! Oh fuck! Oh no! Mistakes were made.
He's been waiting in the shadows patiently.
I just smashed JT the fuck out of this.
Your face is turning red.
Yeah, because I know that the next SNH I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh yeah.
But at least
with a horse cock.
That's an unknown part of the map, so I didn't see it yet. Can I survive if I jump? Nope. Nope. Nope.
America the greatest country in the world?
No.
If you were offered a one-way ticket to leave the country, never come back, but it's all expenses paid, would you accept that offer?
I don't think that I would leave. I wouldn't leave either.
Wow.
Oh, I just it's okay. I did that. I took him with me. Oh shit.
Yo.
It's always the black people holding everybody else down.
Time out. All right. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Tired of this shit. This communist ass game, whatever. This doesn't want
Somebody
me to
else got it. You didn't get in.
Yeah, it's just a lot of racism today. All right, y'all have fun. I'll just continue to watch and cope and see.
Sounds good.
And look at this motherfucker pretending he's gonna watch. He's gonna watch more Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know he's gonna watch Stranger Things all day. Either that or like some game or something.
Doesn't mean I don't have my phone next to me. You know?
Watching porn.
That's tomorrow. Okay, bye.
MILF Hunters Part 14.
Now, Hypno, I could have hit you with a shuriken. I opted not to because I'm a good friend.
That's fucked up, you liar. You're a liar. You're an absolute liar. You're a liar. I knew it. Never trust white people.
Thank you, and I wouldn't have done it. You could have said thank you, but you said like, yeah,
Because I knew you were going to do it. That's right, boys. That's right, boys. Shout out to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. Way to double down. Fuck yeah, I'm going to double down on that intro. It was in my video today. And you know what? The amount of comments from people saying they loved it, that's all I needed, boys. I'm going to be tripling down tomorrow. Bring it in close. Let's go. We got to hug it out, guys. Listen, it's the worst day of the week. All right. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. It is the worst day of the week. Okay. Nobody likes Monday. I think the only people that like Monday are like, I don't know, weird. I really don't know how to say it other than that, guys. It's Monday. Okay. It's Monday. Nobody likes Monday. You know why? I think I should play the intro twice because it's Monday to cheer everybody up. Because we don't have a red boy, so we can't rickroll. So this is my version of a rickroll. Fuck yeah, absolutely. Oh shit, we got rid of one of them. We got rid of one of them. Yes. He says, all right, I'm out. Yes, we did it. We did it. We did it. Listen very closely. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like the fucking stream. Like it. If you are watching over on Rumble, like the stream. If you are watching over on Twitter, like the post. And if you are watching anywhere else right now, well, don't let the door hit you on the way out, just like the other guy. God damn it. Don't let it happen. So like the stream. Don't let it happen to you. Guys, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? Guys, we got a good amount to talk about today. Shockingly, I thought today was a little bit quiet at first until I realized that it wasn't. And I was like, oh, wow, there's a lot of things happening right now. But what else are we checking, man? Look at old man Cad still taking his dick out. This is crazy, bro. Did nobody, is he not supervised? Is old man Cad not supervised? Is that what's going on right now? Sonya is saying night off check. Oh, shit. Sonya has a night off. Very nice. King Demon Wing is harassing me check? Oh, no. Oh, no. King Demon Wing's harassing Mr. Melancholy? Good. He's probably trying to make you hug it out. That's why, for trying to stop not actually hugging. It's crazy. Who doesn't like hugs? What's wrong with you? Damn it. What else we got? Temperature is finally comfortable and cool. Check. Very nice. Mondays are better than hugs? No. No. No, they're not. No, they're not. What the fuck? Play Pikmon check? We're actually going to be talking about that today. Pikmon check again? Yeah, we're going to be talking about that today. The Mac has returned. Very nice. Very nice. They're going after Stellar Blade again? Are they really going after Stellar Blade for what? What did they do? What does Stellar Blade do now? Hypnotic is my favorite anime. Thank you. I appreciate that. Grapes on pizza? All right, that's it. That's where we stop. See, somebody had to be all weird and shit. Somebody had to be weird. You just had to be weird. God damn it. All right, guys, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We're fully funded. Like the stream, man. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is grapes on pizza? That's, oh my God. Oh my God. Let's do the Big and Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now. Who's hanging out with us tonight, man? It's going to be a glorious evening, even though it's a Monday. We're going to try our best to make this a good Monday, even though Mondays suck. We're going to try our very best. We got King Demon Wing, the legend. Shout out to King Demon Wing. I see why he said you're harassing. Good. King Demon Wing, you're doing a great job. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Good job. We got Melodic Method. Linux hates my headphones. Oh, no. That's not good. Shout out to Melodic Method. We got the Voice of the Water. We got Sonia Lisette. We got Diablo Mozart. We got Taffy M. We got Too Cool Curry. We got Yamato 85. What's going on, man? We got MLW. We got Dade 404. D Draconic over on Rumble. Dart Dimos. What's going on, Dart Dimos? We got Setsuna Shadow. Tanya Raven. We got Mervoth over on Rumble. We got Creepier07. We got Dark to Dave. D Draconic on Rumble. Crash Collins over on Rumble. We got Reaper Knight. We got Nick Havoc. We got Zalosi. We got Jason Alator. We got Vice Admiral Deku of Mars. Mr. Spanglish. We got Monkey Man 04. We got Blue Octopus. He's screaming at the not quite screaming at the top of her lungs, but she sure is trying. She's trying. We got Ricardo Dawson. What's going on? The intro still good. Hey, you know what? You know what, Ricardo? You know what? I don't care. I don't care. People love it, and that's all that matters. Okay, it's gonna stay, and if anything, it's gonna get worse. Wait till you see my brand new outro that I have in mind. Just wait. Just wait. We got I6969. What's going on, man? We got Setsuda Shadow. We got Too Cool Curry. We got Lucky Boy, Melody Johnson. This is Sparta 9000. We got Commander Sonok. We got, who else is here? Nick Havoc. Captain Killer Guns. What's going on, dude? We got Magni32. Black Tailgate. Sir Spamalot. Old Man Cad. Anubis. What's going on, man? I'm not sleeping and I'm not watching, and I'm watching Hypnocast. What the fuck is wrong with me? I don't know. It's weird. We got Life Ferret over on Rumble. What's going on, man? You got Stephen Mike. What's going on, dude? Dart Dimos he might be here. I don't know. He might be here. We'll see. Fluffy Murder Machine with a random bunch of code or something. Seabrew 1138. Oliver Adam. All right, 4 more people. 4 more people. Then we got to get on with the show, guys. We got a lot we got to go over today. We got to get on with the show. Who do we got in here? Sanikin. What's going on, Sanikin? Dana Ryer. I agree, bro. I agree. It's disgusting. Raza over here on Rumble. We got, who else? Matthew Watson. What's going on, man? And last but not least, we got Shinphil. What's going on, Shinphil? Torinol. Yeah, it's disgusting. Can we not repeat it? Can we not repeat it? Rumble, please. Can we not repeat this disgusting, like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Marius, Lord Bowser II. And we got Kira Lunar. What's going on, Kira? We got Trey Burkhalter. What's wrong with grapes on... Oh, of course. Of course, this fucking guy is going to love that shit. Of course. And Setsuda Shadow. And we got... Who else is here? Let me scroll down. Who else is here? Anybody different? Let's see. Let's call out Bebop. What's going on, Bebop? How you doing? All right, guys, listen. Oh, look. Weenie for Sweetie. What's going on, Weenie for Sweetie? I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member, and let's see who is going to get the worst money shot of the week, boys. This is the worst one. So if you're scared of the money shot and you need an entry-level money shot, this is probably going to be the one because Monday is the weakest, just by far. Mr. Melancholy says to go down with booty hole protected by the power of Nico Robin. No Mercanti, no Abizilla, no Sneeko Chair, down by 7. You get foot up your ass because pick up your phone. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Handy off to the next one, down by 5. Who's going to sit through DSP gooting over Brie Larson's feet? That's disgusting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I am sure that she is excited right now.
Holy shit.
By far, one of the most legendary targets of the money shot. She who will always accept it and never deny it. I am sure that she is excited right now. I'm sure. Congratulations to Melody Johnson. You are yet again the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
Wasn't she banned? She was banned, but the bans only last a month. So this is a brand new month. So lucky for her, she got it. But if she keeps getting it, she's going to have to get banned again, boys. She's going to have to get banned again. All right, man. Listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today, boys. We got a lot to go over. We're going to talk about Valve getting sued again. And I'm not talking about the New York lawsuit. I'm sure a lot of people, when they saw that title, they were like, wait, didn't we talk about that? Didn't we talk about that already? No, we did not. Apparently, Valve is now getting sued in their own home state. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised, boys? I feel like we are seeing a concerted effort to try to take down Valve through legal lawfare because they can't figure out how to take down Valve in any other actual legitimate way. They can't compete with Valve. They can't actually offer a equal product to Valve. So they have to try to do legal lawfare. It's unbelievable, boys. It's all coordinated. I really do think it's coordinated. I know that sounds conspiratorial, but I don't give a fuck. Because this shit is all happening at the same time, and it's highly suspicious. Anyway, we're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about Battlefield 6. No matter how successful that game was, it was one of the most successful video games in the franchise, if not the most successful. And apparently, they are still laying off people over at Battlefield, which is insane. It goes to show it's not about how you start. It's about how you continue throughout the life cycle of a live service shooter. And unfortunately for Battlefield, it's just not working out. So we're going to talk about it. As much as I love that game is very good. We're also going to talk about Until Dawn, the remake studio, the one that ruined the fucking game. The one that make it to basically Until Light because they took away all the horror aspects of the game. And then essentially blamed the engine that they used and the inability to transfer the horror elements from the first game to the remake. Well, apparently that studio is not just laying people off, but is actually shutting down. It is shutting down completely. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Marvel Rivals because we got to follow up to the story about everybody being paid to essentially throw matches. Apparently now they're offering a victim compensation protocol where people could get their points back if they can prove that they were victims of basically match throwing, which is interesting. We got Slay the Spire news and the developers' open statement against microtransactions, even though they're super successful. And they even say that their players will easily pay for them, but they're choosing not to do it because they hate them. So pretty based. We're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about the new upcoming Pokemon clone and Palworld clone. A third, what do you want to call it? A third entity has entered the battle between Pokemon and Palworld. And that is apparently a video game called Pikmin, which is essentially ripping off both video games, which is pretty fucking hilarious. We're going to talk about a recent statement made by Microsoft's CEO about Xbox and how they're going to remain committed to Xbox as a whole. And we actually got the Waifu Battle tonight, which should be interesting as well. So, guys, with all that being said, we need to get into the pre-stream legends. We have to thank the people who have went the extra step as we are trying our best to get to 592 tier 1s in a row. Guys, we are 9 tier 1s away from 6 100 tier 1s in a row. Do you understand how fucking ridiculous that is? We are 9 away from 600 tier 1s in a row. And we are also trying to get to 275 tier 2s in a row. We are nearly 25 away from 300 tier 2s in a row. Unbelievable, guys. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. So let's thank the people. No, not Pacmon. Pikmon. Let's thank the people who went the extra step to support the stream, as they always do. Starting us off, we got Old Man Cad. Now, he's going to say that he's supervised, but I don't know if he's actually supervised. Regardless, though, Old Man Cad dropped a 10 membership mega banger at the beginning of the stream, which, by the way, we had an insane membership train yesterday, not only on Hypnocast, but also on Griffcast. Like, I don't know what the fuck was happening, but the chat kept turning green, and I just kept seeing rapid fire names nonstop turning green. It was like unbelievable. And I thought, okay, it was only going to happen on Hypnocast, and then Griffcast started, and then all of a sudden it just started happening over and over and over. I don't know. Dark Today is screaming more. We're all screaming more.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
And considering that is the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. That's right. That's right, boys. Shout out to you guys. Old Man Cad. Everybody spam the Old Man Cad emojis right now in the chat. Let's show him some love. Thank you so much, Old Man Cad. 10 memberships is amazing. I appreciate that. And then we got Mr. Melancholy with it too. You can smell the insidiousness from these lawsuits. I agree. You definitely can. I think it's a little obvious. But, some people are going to be in denial about it, which is fine. Then we got Tanya Raven dropping a 5 membership banger on the chat. Thank you, Tanya Raven.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
And then the crazy thing is, Tanya Raven, right after that, decided to follow it up with another 5 membership banger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Thank you so much, Tanya Raven. I appreciate that. Dartanave is like, more. Oh my God, man. Shout out to Dartanave. He's funny. Tanya Raven, thank you so much for the 10 memberships. And then Tanya Raven with a 5 says, I was able to get my disability. Took me 4 years. God bless America. Holy shit. That's amazing. Congratulations to Tanya Raven. That's fucking awesome. I know that's a pain in the ass, but once you finally get it, don't they back pay you the entire 4 years? I hope so. I hope you get every penny out of those guys. Shout out to Tanya Raven. Congratulations. Enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. That's great to hear. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. And then Tanya Raven did another 5 memberships. Jesus Christ.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Hey, everybody throw up some celebration emojis for Tanya Raven, man. She's going crazy right now. She is going crazy right now. Thank you so much for the 15 memberships, Tanya Raven. I appreciate that very much. And then we got Setsuda Shadow gifting a membership as well, dropping more memberships. Jesus. The train is happening. And then Setsuna with a 2 says dessert pizza. Oh, come on. Come on, Setsuna. You had me in the first half. You had me in the first half. Come on. It's disgusting. Thank you so much. And then Dark Obsidian.
Holy shit.
Dark Obsidian with a 99.99 Red Boy Hyper Banger. The first one of the stream.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you
Shout out to Dark Obsidian with the 99.99 Red Boy. The first Rickroll of the chat and of the stream. He says, you have a Red Boy now, and this is for all the times I haven't been able to contribute to the stream lately. Chat, you choose. Oh, he's leaving it up to the chat to decide a clip. They're never going to agree. They're never going to agree, bro. I don't know what you're doing, but they're never going to agree. I'm going to have to end up picking the first clip. I'm going to have to end up picking the first clip for sure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Dark Obsidian. Then for 11 months, says just got Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Very nice. Let me know how that is, man. Let me know how that is. I don't think do I have that game? I don't even remember, man. I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do. Hold on. Dragon Quest. Yeah, I do. It's a game that I want to get into, but I know that game is super fucking long. So I'm waiting until I have a couple of more perfect achievements under my belt, and then I'll get into that because that game is really long. So yeah, we'll see. All right, Dark Obsidian. I think the clip that I'm gonna play for you, because you're so amazing, is gonna be none other than this one.
Okay, everyone, we got another Red Boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Dark Obsidian. Thank you so much for the Red Boy Hyperbanger. I appreciate that, my guy. Fucking legend. Chaotic Holy for a 10. With the 3 shout-outs you gave me last night, I thought the waifu of the night would be the greatest waifu ever. Free-Shama. Come on, Chaotic Holy. Not true. Thank you for the 10. Anubis with a 2. Wife says we're all gay. She's seen the money shot. Oh, no. There's no recovering from that, Anubis. There's no recovering from that. A Kicking Danitz with a 2 says 3 days to high guard shutdown. Are we counting down? Should we play one round before it eventually shuts down, or should we just let it die? Just let it die. You know, do I really want that on my playlist history? I really don't give a fuck. Anubis with a 2. Also, I don't know more money, but 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah. No, bro, buy the RAM. Buy the RAM. Don't worry about me, man. It's all good. I appreciate the sentiment, though. Dark Dimos! 99.99 Red Boy Hyper. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Shout out to Dark Dimos. Demanding gingers and Rick rolling the chat for the second time out of the stream out of 5. Thank you, Dart Dimos. I appreciate that, brother. You get what you want. Let's make it happen.
It's a Red Boy Hyper Banger, bitches. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to Dart Dimos. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Absolutely insane Red Boy. The second one of the stream already. Thank you. And then we got Lord Bowser. With 6 months, a friend once told me that he had a great grape pizza. That is disgusting. Nasty. But thank you for 6 months. Adair Soto with a $20 banger says, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game, and we're gonna play it. Did you rickroll me in the super chat? Thank you, Adair Soto, with the 20. I appreciate that. And last but not least, on YouTube, we got Leering Center with a 10. Just watch your latest Resident Evil stream. I'm so glad to see that there's a lot more Leon gameplay. Same here, dude. Same here. When I was playing, I'm telling you, that's right now, that's probably the best segment out of all of Resident Evil Requiem right now. The Leon Raccoon City segment is probably like the best one so far. So obviously I haven't completed the game, but I'm just saying from what I've played so far, it's most likely the best, I would have to say. So pretty happy with that. But thank you, Leering Center. I appreciate that. We're going to be playing tonight. The stream's already set up. So, all right, let's check Rumble. Rumble, we got Crash Collins throwing in a membership over on Rumble. Look at that guy. Thank you, Crash Collins. I appreciate that. You fucking legend. And then Dietrich Connick with $1 says, Rumble likes the intro. We're based. Good. Good. I appreciate that, Rumble. Dietrich Connick gives 1 membership over on Rumble. Thank you, Dietrich Connick. Appreciate that. And then Democulus with a 2. Just a reminder for those who want a certain role-play simulator game, you can enjoy the Karen, where you can behave like a Karen in video games. Game is on Steam, by the way. Yeah, we're all pretty excited for that game. When I showed that game the other day, we were all like wishlisting it, so I'm excited. Crash Collins gifted another membership over on Rumble. Thank you, Crash Collins. I appreciate that, man. And then we got one more that came in from Adair Soto with a 2. He says, yes, and well done steak is delicious. The fact that I know that there is a human out there that is wasting steak by making it well done makes me sad. It really makes me sad. It makes me sad. It does. But you know what? Hey, Adair Soto has to eat too, man. It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, guys, we are fully caught up. Thank you so much for the insane support today. I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure we're already past tier 1. We are on our way to tier 2 already. Thank you guys so much. I sincerely appreciate it. Anubis stuck one in with a 2, says, bought the RAM last week. Best $800. Oh my God. That's insane. $800 for 32. Oh, that's rough, brother. That's rough. But hey, as long as you got it done and you're happy with it, it's all good, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. Are we ready to get to the content, boys? Are we ready? Hold on. There was a clip I wanted to show, but I don't it didn't say. Oh, yes, it is. This is it right here. Guys, the Resident Evil 9 mods are getting out of control. All right. I said that last time, and I'm gonna say it again. They're getting out of control. All right. I'm not even gonna give you any context. I'm just gonna play the clip.
You have to find another way around.
All right. I'll leave that to you.
Got it, thanks.
Right.
What the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing? What? What did we do? What are we doing? First off, what did you do to his car? Bro, his car? You put him in an Ada Wong outfit? Bro, oh my God, bro. What are we doing? I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. But this is clearly like we are just going too far, man. We are going too far with the Resident Evil 9 mods. We got to stop. They must be stopped. All right, boys. Let's get to the content. So first things up, we're gonna talk about Until Dawn's remake studio. Now, I don't know if you guys are remember this studio or remember the situation regarding Until Dawn remake, but I'm kind of gonna give you just a little bit of a backstory quickly before we get into it. So the Until Dawn remake came out, and it was a remake for a video game that nobody asked for. It was one of those situations where it's like, why are we remaking this game that's not even that old? And then they unveiled the game, and when they unveiled it, nobody liked it. Everybody thought it looked absolutely terrible. Come to find out, it's because they used a brand new engine. And in this new engine, they didn't really transfer the style and the look of the first game into the second game. They tried to claim that it was just not that it was impossible. It's just it was very difficult or whatever to do so. But the reason why the first Until Dawn was so not beloved, but was like it was liked because of the setting and the atmosphere of the game, right? Especially in its darkest moments when you had the blizzard around you. You had moments where you felt that kind of loneliness, that kind of dread. But then the remake came out, and the remake was basically like the sun simulator. Like the game was so bright, it didn't have those same kind of dark moments. And they basically said that they couldn't transfer that level, that level of, I guess, darkness from the old game to the new game. I don't really know why that is. I feel like it was just excuses, really, at the end of the day. But what I will say is that one of the most glaring changes between the two games was the way that the NPCs were reacting to their environments, which I feel like is very important when you're trying to tell a narrative story like that. Because if any of you guys play those kind of games, they're all narrative. The entire thing is narrative, right? So if you're going to have a narrative story, you really need the characters to sell it as best as they possibly can. Now, with the remake, they didn't really do that. The remake, the characters would never even react to the cold, let alone like certain things that would happen. For example, in the first game, when the character is walking through the blizzard, they will hold themselves and shake their hands to try to make themselves warm. Little details like that. They completely removed that in the remake. They didn't even bother making the characters have that same level of reaction like in the first game. So it was a very lazily made remake. And people were defending the game because they, a lot of just people that are just chilling or whatever. But they were defending the game. They were like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of changes. Typical shit, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so that brings us to this now where it's officially been announced that Ballistic Moon has actually closed down. They are the creator of the recent Until Dawn remake. The public has been left without an official farewell and explanation from the leadership regarding the move. It appears that the life of this Until Dawn developer has come to the end without much fanfare. So they haven't even told anybody. That's crazy, bro. Imagine closing down your studio and not even having a statement for the people that actually did buy your game, for the people that actually did support your game. I'm almost positive that the Until Dawn remake also had some issues that the developer did not even actually address. So are we going to just close the game? Are we just going to close the studio down without addressing the problems the game has? The studio was originally viewed as a fresh start for several industry veterans who have spent years crafting cinematic scares, and Ballistic Moon was acquired by Sony in 2023. Founded in 2019, the developer was led by Duncan Kershaw, Neil McEwen, and Chris Lamb. All three had previously major roles at Supermassive Games, the team that invented this specific style of choice-based game horror. By the setting on their own, they aimed to refine the butterfly effect formula and prove that they could deliver high-end, terrifying experiences using the latest technology. But then, according to Insider Gaming, legal paperwork filed with the British government in early February 2026 confirms that the studio has actually been dissolved. While the team was full of talent, the Until Dawn remake turned out to be their last. Although the core narrative was a hit in the past, Ballistic Moon's version rebuilt the experience in the Frostbite engine, adding new lighting effects and changing the camera system. Both of which, by the way, are absolutely criticisms that this game has received. The lighting and the camera changes, not even on top of everything else. These are two things that nobody asked to be changed, and it got changed anyway, and I'm not surprised that they shut down because of the lack of success. Unfortunately, these technical upgrades were not enough to win anybody over. They're not even upgrades. I'm not even kidding. Like, if you look at gameplay side by side, you are going to think that one is a downgrade, and I'm guaranteeing you it's not the original. The original is not the downgrade. It's going to be the remake. But anyway, the remake received lukewarm critical reception, currently sitting at an open critic score of 69. Critics and fans noted several significant flaws that held the experience back. Many players felt the new visuals actually stripped away the creepy atmosphere of the original by trying too hard to be realistic. Additionally, the decision to swap out the cinematic fixed camera angles for a modern third-person view was seen by some as a mistake that ruined the claustrophobic feeling of the mountain setting. The biggest hurdle for the game, however, may have been its price, and the timing of its release. Many consumers were unwilling to pay $60 for a remake of a game that wasn't even a decade old, especially since the original was easily available for much less money. This resulted in a launch that was described as abysmal. According to data from True Trophies, the player count on PlayStation 5 during its first week was somehow 28% lower than the launch of Concord, a shooter they famously taken offline just 2 weeks after it arrived. Guys, this game had 28% less players in its launch week than Concord. And you know what's even sadder? Concord, I feel like, had even a lesser customer group or customer capability. So if you're 30% less than Concord, you might as well just give up, bro. Just give up. But I guarantee you they spent good amount of money on this remake. Probably not as much as typical because it's a remake after all. But they still, they definitely spent money on this thing. So there was no way they were going to come back from that. As the sales failed to meet expectations, the studio began to crumble from within. The decline happened in waves, starting with layoffs in September 2024. That saw 40 people lose their job. And then following the game's release in October, another 20 were let go in December. While there was initial talks with Sony about providing additional funding to keep the studio running and support the game with patches, those funds never materialized. By March, Insider Gamer reporting that insiders claim Ballistic Moon was effectively closed down, with only the founders and perhaps a couple of other staff members still on payroll. I remember reporting on that, by the way. I remember talking about that. So here we are. We've come full circle, ladies and gentlemen, where, as I've talked about before, anytime you see massive layoffs from a studio, if it's not a gigantic studio, like something like from EA, for example, if it's not a gigantic studio, chances are those massive layoffs, they're just there to try to ride the game off into the sunset, meaning like whoever's left behind is going to ensure the depth of the game. We literally just saw it happen with Highguard, where they said that they were firing damn near almost everybody at the studio, but that whoever's left is going to continue making content for the game. Who the fuck believed that? I don't know anybody that believed that. Those last few people that were left at Wildlight Entertainment, they were there to sunset the game. They were not there to work on content for the game. That's what they told you because they didn't want to take the L publicly right off the bat, but they're just there to kill the game. It's only a matter of time, So anyway, well, that's basically it for this game. RIP to Ballistic Moon. Kind of sad that it had to go down this way, but, that's just kind of how it goes, I suppose. We got Adair Soto with it too, and the remake Wendigo, they removed the blood face. Bro, they fucked it all up. Let's just leave it at that. They fucked it all up, and that's basically it. That's basically it. Denarier with a 5. Video Gamer put out a review of RE9 written by AI reviewer with fake MA in English, perfect score, and few lies. The funniest part, if you downloaded PP of Journal, was labeled as Chat GPT generated. Yeah, no, we talked about that the other day. We talked about that. Didn't they upload it to Metacritic and then they got it got deleted from Metacritic or something like that? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Just keep in mind, that's going to be the future. If you want to talk about like written reviews, it's all going to be AI generated, just flat out. Like that's where they're going because these websites cannot sustain themselves. They make no money. They cannot keep the payroll that they have. They're all either shutting down, getting absorbed into the bigger outlets, or getting replaced with AI. It's all going to be the same. It's only a matter of time. But thank you, Denarier. I appreciate that, man. All right, let's continue with the next story. Let me X this out really quick. Let's talk about Microsoft CEO recent comments on Xbox's future. This is going to keep people pretty interested, I got to imagine, because, the question on everybody's mind with the introduction of the new Microsoft Xbox gaming CEO, Asha Sharma, the question everybody has is she here to make the company better? Is she here to make the brand better? Is she here to bring back Xbox to its glory? Or is she here to ensure that it gets basically sunsetted into the AI future and cloud gaming future and all of that stuff? We don't know. Now, obviously, she's talking a big game right now, as most brand new CEOs always do. And you got to take it with a grain of salt and see if she's actually of her word or not. But all her promises don't really mean a fucking thing. You kind of have to just see it play out. But the actual Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella, has recently made a couple of comments trying to confirm to Xbox fans that they have a future, whatever the hell that means. So we're going to go over his comments and see what it actually says. So this article here from Game Rant says, we're long on gaming. Microsoft CEO has good news regarding Xbox's future. Now, I don't know how good the news actually is, but I guess we'll see. Blue Sky CEO was fired? No way. Really, Dark to Dave? Blue Sky CEO was fired? I'm going to have to look that up. If that's true, that's hilarious. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella has publicly reaffirmed the company's long-term commitment to Xbox, stating that Microsoft is long on gaming and that this is going to continue being the case. Now, keep in mind, you have to read the words carefully from these CEOs because they speak like politicians, okay? They speak in political speak, meaning that you have to look at the actual words that they're saying because they don't mean what you think they mean. So he is saying that they're long on gaming and that they are going to focus on gaming and Xbox and all that stuff, Xbox gaming. That doesn't mean they're going to focus on the consoles. Sure, they might make a console coming up soon, but it might be their last. We don't really know. When they say they're going to focus on gaming, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're going to go back to physical media, console focus, exclusivity, all the stuff that people are screaming for online that they say that they want. That doesn't mean that that's actually what they're saying. It could mean that they're going to be focusing on Game Pass, cloud gaming, shifting people to digital only. It could mean a lot of things. So them saying that they're long on gaming doesn't really mean much. But let's see if he specifies. It would be an understatement to say that Xbox has had a rough start in 2026. Honestly, Xbox has had a rough start for like fucking 5-6 years now. It came to a head with a huge Xbox restructuring effort that we already know about. So we'll skip that. In a behind closed doors QA reported by Windows Central, Nadella joined Xbox staff alongside Sharma, the new CEO, to discuss Microsoft's top-down vision for gaming. As per the interview transcript, which Windows Central has been able to verify on multiple sources, Nadella describes gaming as one of Microsoft's core pillars, where he says, "We're long on gaming," he told the staff. "We'll continue to invest and we'll always do so. It's up to the Xbox team to show an excellent execution and creativity." A recent reiteration of focus on the front came about when the new CCO, Matt Booty, committed to there being more first-party games from Xbox in the future. Now, with Xbox, their first-party games are very weak compared to other platforms, right? Like PlayStation, for example. Even though PlayStation is a little bit on the weekend, especially now with their sequels being just absolute trash compared to their initial iterations, ultimately, they do have a better lineup than Xbox. However, if Xbox does focus on better first-party offerings, it doesn't change the fact that Xbox is available everywhere, and people are going to choose to play Xbox games on everything else other than an Xbox, and that's because your former CEO told them to. That's the problem. Like, how are you going to get around that? How are you going to design a brand that people are going to actually want to partake in versus people that are just there for your games that are going to play them elsewhere? Because you can't go back on what you've done already. It's going to be very hard to. Anyway, Nadella was also careful to mention the broader Xbox community as an important aspect of the platform. "We have to make sure that the friends we have today are the friends that you have tomorrow," he said. "You want to wake up feeling like your friendship has grown even stronger. We have to really make sure, whether it's console, whether it's PC, whether it's the love of Forza, Halo, we want to make sure they love us for what they expect us to do." Notice how he didn't mention PlayStation. Interesting. These statements further underline the notion that Xbox exclusives are simply not coming back anytime soon. Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, that's going to piss off a lot of these boys on Twitter. Because the moment Asha Sharma got announced to be CEO, everybody was in her comments demanding that she makes Xbox exclusives again. Demanding it. It's not happening, boys. It's not coming. Sorry. They're not going to do it. He even flat out says it. They're not going to do it. Sharma's comments come during the session were equally notable. She acknowledged that Xbox has been going through a difficult transition period, saying that everything is being relegated. In terms of the brand strategy, where Sharma's prior comments that the archetypal Xbox console is being put first and foremost, might have suggested a kind of pivot back towards exclusivity. Nadella specifically mentioning PC implies otherwise. So the expected development is that the company might simply stop repeating that everything is an Xbox whenever the opportunity shows. You guys got to stop that shit. You guys have to stop that. Everything is an Xbox bullshit. You have to stop that. You need to say that your console is the only Xbox. If you want an Xbox, you got to get it on console. Now, if you want to talk about the Xbox service as a service and it being available on PC, that's fine. You could get the Xbox service on PC, and you can make it where, like Steam is trying to do, where you can say you can transfer your save files from Xbox to PC or something like that. That'll be cool. But otherwise, like, you got to stop this whole shit. Like, your fridge is a fucking Xbox, your toaster's an Xbox, your phone's an Xbox. That was the worst marketing you've ever done by a long shot. So they need to stop that shit. It's really annoying. Anyway, I'm not even an Xbox fan, and it's annoying. Nadella's comments arrive at a critical time for Xbox. The brand's identity crisis has been a long time coming. With its fan base growing increasingly more concerned about what's the next step might be, having the company's top executives describe Xbox as a core aspect of Microsoft is a huge deal in its own right. Hold on. Had to cough, sorry. It's a huge deal in its own right, and it ought to give fans hope for what's next to come. I don't really know how they're going to get hope for this, to be honest with you, considering that it just seems like more doubling down on what they're already doing. Aside from saying everything's an Xbox, what are you changing? What are you changing? You're still going for Game Pass. You're still going to be focusing on cloud gaming. We all know that's what you want to do. And you're still going to be putting your games on PC pretty much day one. So what are we changing? I feel like this is all corporate speak to essentially say fucking nothing. Does that make sense? Like, it's all corporate speak to just literally fluff whoever was going to be listening to this. I don't even know if anybody was supposed to be listening to this. Anyway, the new Project Helix is that next big thing, in fact, and it's an extremely exciting project, despite the worrying state of the hardware industry. It's bound to be expensive for one, but the idea of it playing PC games alone is sure to continue making headlines. Oh, yeah, it's going to. It's absolutely going to. So we'll see what ends up happening with this. I find this to be very interesting. I would love to see what the reaction to this is. I haven't seen anything on Twitter talking about it. Normally, you would see a bunch of the fanboys going a little bit crazy over this. Like, what do you mean you're not going to make Xbox exclusives again? But I got to be real with you. I don't think Xbox exclusives are going to save Xbox anymore. I really don't. I don't think it's going to save Xbox anymore. I hope it does. Maybe if it happens. I really want Xbox to succeed. I don't want Xbox to bow out of anything. I've been saying that since the beginning. I don't want them to bow out because competition breeds innovation. And if Microsoft bows out and Sony has free reign, oh my God, it's going to be bad for innovation. We're already not innovating that much as it is. So if you take away one major point of competition, that's not good. That's not good. So I do want them to succeed. I do want them to be able to, do something. But right now, I feel like the decisions they're making from a business perspective, it's just are not good. They're just not good. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening from that. But we got to follow along and see what happens with the new CEO. All right, let's continue. Let's X out of this, and then we'll kind of go from there. People saying Xbox is dead. I mean, I don't think Xbox is dead. I think that Xbox as a brand is dead. I think that in terms of what they can offer to the consumer is not quite dead yet. I think they still have plenty to offer. And the reason why I say that is because they have all the money in the world, right? Microsoft has all the money in the world to subsidize Xbox as much as possible. So put that to good use, right? Like, figure out a way to put that to good use. You're in a position where money is not an option. Money is not a problem. So put that to good use and try to make the consumers happy. You never know what might happen. We'll see. We'll see. Tanya says it's okay, Hypnotic. I'm gonna buy a boat and sail away. Oh no. I'm too old for this shit. Aren't we all? They seem to want to go out of their way to destroy themselves. I don't know, bro, because again, they kind of threw Sarah Bond under the bus where they were kind of pointing fingers at her and blaming her. I don't know if it's necessarily her fault. I feel like it's all their faults. I think Satya really wants to do AI. I think he wants to focus on AI so much that he's trying to figure out a way how he can AI control basically all of this shit and incorporate it to the point where it maximizes their profitability without having to do very much. That's what a lot of these companies are doing. But I don't know what that looks like for Xbox's future. I really don't. And at this point, if they continue down the path that they have, outside, you might as well just become Sega. I've been saying this forever. Just become Sega at this point. You're not competing with PlayStation and hardware. You've already given that all up. You're getting felted in every scenario possible. Almost nobody buys your system in Japan. It's not even close, bro. You guys are like the bargain fucking system in Japan, let alone the US. You're the lowest sales by far out of all the consoles. And then you raised your price to be the same, if not higher, than your competition that's already destroying you. How does that make sense? What the fuck are you thinking? So you might as well just get out of the hardware game, go into handhelds and streaming services with Game Pass and offering your service to, you know, whatever, and just go from there, you know? But I don't know, man. Atari and Sega gave up. They definitely did. They definitely did, at least from the hardware perspective. They didn't. Sega did not give up from the software perspective. You know, it was Sarah Bond's campaign for the whole everything is an Xbox. Yeah, and they fucking listened to her. They listened to her. Satya should have said that was a terrible fucking idea. What are you doing? But he didn't want to be caught dead telling a woman in charge that, hey, that's a really bad fucking idea. You're not going to do that. He could have easily said, nah, I'm above you and I don't like that idea. That's a bad idea. But, oh well, it is what it is, right? All right, let's continue. That's enough for Xbox. Let's catch up on Supers really fast. We got Adair Sultan with a 2-year PlayStation and Xbox, and that was insulting. True. I'm telling you, man, the number one most insulting thing that Xbox ever did was deny you the ability to have a physical Xbox game unless you bought it on PlayStation. I mean, how do you get felted like that? How do you even allow that to be a thing? I think that's insane. Does anybody think that's insane? Like, if I want to go buy an Xbox game, chances are the only way I could get a physical version of it is by buying it on PlayStation because they still offer physical over there. Crazy. It's fucking insane, man. But anyway, let's get out of that. All right, let's talk about this, man. We got to talk about this. Pokemon and Palworld officially have competition. Am I sick again? Yes, my voice is dying. My voice has been dying for a couple of days. I've been sick. I've been dealing with it on my own without saying anything. But I can only deal with it so much before people realize that I'm sick. But yes, I'm dealing with it. It's okay. I feel fine. It's just my voice. Don't worry about it. Pokemon and Palworld, ladies and gentlemen. Pokemon and Palworld. Interesting scenario, boys. Interesting scenario. So, everybody knows that Pokemon claims that Palworld is infringing on their copyright, right? And not only that, not Pokemon, but Nintendo is suing Palworld, obviously, on behalf of Pokemon and Game Freak and the Nintendo and the Pokemon Company and all that stuff. This has been going on for, almost like a year and a half now, give or take. But now, apparently, Palworld, while getting sued by Nintendo, there is apparently a new game that's coming into the fray, and they're trying... This is funny. They're copying both games. Right? So Pokemon and Palworld clones are officially out of hand as fans to react to supposed lawsuit maxing a new game Pikmin, and it straight up rips off of iconic mons like Charizard. Guys, we're gonna watch this trailer. We gotta watch this trailer. Let me bring it up right now. Hold on. You guys gotta see. You gotta see this shit. Let me see if I can bring it up on YouTube. Pikmin. Hold on. This shit is insane. And you guys know what makes it even funnier? You know what the name of the company is? You know how Palworld was made by Pocket Pair? Well, Pikmin was made by the following. Here we go. Bro, somebody's got to be trolling, bro. Somebody has to be trolling, bro. This is like almost one for one the same intro as Palworld. Like frame for frame and everything. And it seems like the main protagonist is fucking Link from Zelda. This is why they called it lawsuit maxing. This is what's going to bring Nintendo and Pocket Pair together. They're going to fusion dance. They're going to become fucking Ultra Instinct Gogeta, and they're going to destroy whoever this is. I don't know who this is, but you guys are really trying to what's the phrase? Poke the beast? Bro. Oh, by the way, I think it's hilarious too. Don't get me wrong. I think it's hilarious. By the way, you know how in Pokemon, you throw a ball to capture an enemy, a Pokemon, right? Well, we already know that that's not allowed for anybody else to do because Palworld is getting sued for that. And Palworld even changed it so that they can't do that. You can't throw the ball to capture the Pokemon or the creature. So when I was watching this, I'm like, well, how are you going to capture the creature? It's not going to be a ball. Well, you're going to find out in 2 seconds. Fucking cards, bro. Fucking cards. You're throwing cards to capture the creature. Cards, man. Yo, somebody get Yu-Gi-Oh in here right now, man. We're going to get Yu-Gi-Oh in here to join the lawsuit. We're going to get Yu-Gi-Oh to join the lawsuit right now. Everybody's getting in this right now, boys. Everybody. This is Lawsuit the video game. It really is, bro. It really is. We need to get Yu-Gi-Oh in here right now. That's actually pretty genius. I'm not going to lie to you because, you know, they know that they have to avoid throwing a ball. They have to avoid throwing a ball, right? That the whole ball capture thing, they have to avoid it. You also can't summon Pokemon or creatures from a ball. You're not allowed to do that either. So, seriously. I don't even know if this is real, to be honest with you. I feel like this is one big elaborate AI troll. I really do. But anyway. Bro, that thing is literally in Palworld. This creature is in Palworld, bro. What the fuck is going on? That creature is in Palworld. What the fuck? Oh, what happened? This thing's not working now? Oh, no. Oh, no. Nintendo's like, you're not allowed to stream this. They're like, you're not allowed to stream this. No. No. Oh, no. That's fucking crazy. Dude, they even have a Pokemon with guns, just like Palworld. Did they take the video down? I don't know. Did they? Let me see. Hold on one second. Let me refresh. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's so weird. It just like randomly stopped. That's very weird. All right, here we go. Bro, one of their Pokemon has rocket launchers on the back of it. What the fuck? Oh my God, bro. Coming soon. Add to wish list on Steam. Future release plan for Nintendo Switch. Bro, you guys are coping. You guys are coping if you think this game is going to get anywhere near Nintendo, bro. No way. Can you imagine? Can you guys imagine them submitting their fucking game to Nintendo This gotta be a troll, bro. There's no way this is real. Is this actually on Steam? Let me check. I might be getting trolled. I'm gonna check right now. Is this on Steam? Pikmin. Let me see. Yo, it's actually on Steam. And it has a publisher. The developer is Pocket Game and the publisher is Network Go. And they've released games before. Oh my God, I think it's real. Holy shit. Dude, they're not. Oh man, you guys are in trouble. You guys are in trouble. I'm telling you right now, there is going to be a lawsuit or a cease and desist sent by Nintendo. It's only a matter of time. Look forward to that eventual announcement because we all know it's coming. You know it's coming. I know it. We all know it's. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop fucking pretending. That's crazy, dude. Can you imagine what that submission is going to look like? Hey, Nintendo, by the way, you mind putting this game on your platform? Yeah, sure. What's this game called? Pikmin. They're going to be like, pick what? Pikmin. Can you explain the concept of this game to me? Yeah, sure. You throw a card in order to capture creatures and you battle with them. Right. I love it, man. I love it. This is great. This is great stuff, man. This is going to go down in history as probably one of the best trolls ever. By far. All right, let's catch up on supers, and then we're going to get to the next topic. That shit is hilarious, bro. I can't wait to see what happens with that. All right, where are we at? So we got K-Styles with a 10. Forget Yu-Gi-Oh! Get Wizards of the Coast on this ASAP. Bro, this company is going to get sued by every company in the world that makes anything creature related. Seriously, this is why they call it lawsuit maxing. It's unbelievable. But thank you for the 10. Vice Admiral Deku for 2 months. I summoned Pot of Greed to draw 3 additional lawsuits from my deck. 3? Bro, you're going to summon way more than that. You're going to summon way more than that, I guarantee. Zolosi with a 2. This totally has to be a Chinese dev team. It probably is. I would imagine it probably is. Then we got Amago. Lewis with a 10 says this ripoff is closer to Palworld than Palworld is the Pokemon. That's true. Or this game is being shadow funded by Nintendo to troll Palworld. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Nintendo doesn't want to split their IPs like that. They'd rather everything be about Pokemon. They're not going to shadow compete themselves, you know? But I appreciate it. Anubis with a 5. I summoned Exodia the Forbidden One. Kaiba Exodia is here to destroy your Pikmin. Kaiba, watch and learn. Exodia obliterate. Yo, that's so funny. Shout out to Anubis. Secret Final Boss with a 5. Yesterday, I was surprised to notice a game listed on Nintendo eShop published by Pocket Pair called Over Dungeon. What the fuck? That's surprising. Never heard of that. Captain Killer Guns with a 2. Roadhog from Overwatch was shown in that game. Bro, they have everything. They have literally everything. Old Man Cat with a 489. Hear me out. Pikmin sells booster packs. You can add them to your game via QR scan. You're just asking for Nintendo to fucking come after somebody. That's insane. All right, let's check Rumble. Rumble, we got, let's see. Torn with a 2. Odds that the new game doesn't plan to stand up a card game version. It seems like all you have the same idea. Maybe. Who knows? Mervoth with a $1. My genius idea. Throw a frisbee and carefully not make it rotate like a Beyblade because everyone's going to sue. Oh, man. When I saw him summon something out of his arm, I thought he was about to summon a fucking deck battle machine, like from Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought he was about to summon something where he could put his cards on his machine and then start summoning monsters. That's what I thought they were going to do. I was like, bro, you're lawsuit maxing. Stop it. Mervoth with a $1. Guns, rocket launchers. Is this Digimon? Shit, don't give him more companies to sue. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It probably is. Yeah, dual deck, dual disc, whatever it's called. I forget what that shit is called, bro. But it would be hilarious. All right, let's X out of this. Hold on. I still can't believe that's real. I thought that was a troll at first. Let's talk about Battlefield. So Battlefield ain't doing too hot, boys. Really sad state of affairs. And to be honest with you, we all kind of saw this coming. If you guys remember when I talked about Battlefield, one of the things I talked about was whether or not Battlefield was going to be able to maintain their player base. because you can always start off really strong, but it's about how you maintain the player base, right? Now, it's so ironic that this news comes out because right now I'm currently trying to platinum Battlefield 6. I'm working on the single player achievements. I got almost all of them already. I'm almost done. I'm on the final mission right now, and I have like 1 or 2 randoms that I have to do that are, from, other missions, but whatever anyway. So Battlefield 6 was the largest Battlefield launch in franchise history. Everybody knows that. The game launched at absolutely insane numbers, felting Call of Duty, felting pretty much everything at the time. They released at 747,000 concurrent players 5 months ago. Crazy numbers, right? Numbers that not even other games are able to maintain or even get to. Now, the funny thing is, Battlefield released at a higher number than Arc Raiders. But I would suffice to say that Arc Raiders probably has more sales than Battlefield at this point. Arc Raiders has also been able to maintain their player base longer, or almost as long, and better than Battlefield. I honestly believe that Battlefield has lost a lot of their player base because of Arc Raiders. But even though Battlefield was so successful, supposedly anyway, and made so much money, they're still laying people off 6 months later. EA is laying off people who made Battlefield in a honestly fairly shocking twist. I figured that EA had more than enough money from the sales from Battlefield to be able to last longer than 6 months. But apparently that's not the case. So let's look into it. They said, we've made select changes within our Battlefield organization to better align our teams around what matters most to our community. That is such a bullshit fucking way to say, we're firing you, but we're doing it because it's better for our community. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what? An EA spokesperson said in a statement supplied to PC Gamer, Battlefield remains one of our biggest priorities, and we're continuing to invest in the franchise, guided by player feedback and insights from Battlefield Labs. IGN was first reported the layoffs, said the cuts reflect a realignment across Battlefield studios as development shifts focus to maintaining the game's live service support. That transition arguably hasn't gone smoothly. Like many games, Battlefield 6 isn't as popular as it was at launch, and some of the fall-off can be attributed to EA postponing its Season 2 content in January, as well as the arrival of Arc Raiders less than 3 weeks after it launched in October. Since then, the studio has continued to focus on plans to improve the game. Now, I've said many times when it comes to Battlefield, one of the biggest problems with Battlefield and EA is that they don't know how to maintain their player base. They always end up dropping the ball in that regard. And I remember saying, if this game does really well, I hope that they learn how to maintain their player base. And I hope they learn how to actually make it a priority, because ultimately, a lot of people end up checking out a Battlefield pretty quickly, right? Battlefield is a totally different style video game compared to Call of Duty. It does have modes where you can pick up and play pretty quickly, where it's like, close quarter combat, team deathmatch, whatever. But ultimately, it's a video game that's enjoyed by people that want larger scale warfare and longer rounds, longer gameplay, whatever. So it's definitely a different style of game, and it just doesn't maintain the player count, as much as other video games, even though it starts off bigger than some of those video games, which it absolutely did. Like Battlefield was huge. Battlefield 6 was huge when it came out, but unfortunately, it's just not maintaining its player count. Now, if you go over to SteamDB and you look at how Battlefield 6 is actually doing, it's not doing too well. If we're going to go to the charts right now, let's check it out and see what's going on. It still has a healthy player base. I don't want to pretend like it doesn't have a healthy player base, but this fall off is crazy. You guys ready for this fall off? I mean, this is nuts, right? The amount that they lost within just a couple of months is pretty wild. So I don't know, man. They have a 24-hour peak of 50,000. They have 37,000 people playing the game right now. Compared to Marathon, they're even doing less than Marathon, which is so funny. Marathon is doing more than Battlefield, but again, Marathon's the brand new game, so that's pretty normal. That's going to happen. But Marathon is at 70,000, just over 70,000 24-hour peak. So even they're losing players. They lost about 18,000 players concurrently. So that's about 100 some odd thousand players total. And they're going to lose even more players, I'm sure. It's going to stagnate around probably 50 to 60,000, I got to imagine. But this game stagnated at 50,000, but they had a way bigger start. Way bigger start. So I feel like this is a bigger loss overall. I think what Battlefield needs right now is it needs new content and it needs it fast. It needs a reason for people to log in. There are a lot of people that have this game. This game sold anywhere between 10 to 12 million copies on PC on Steam, not including other platforms. There's plenty of people that have this game in their library. If you give them an excuse and a reason to log back in, they will. And that's what you need. You need content and you need it fast. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. But ultimately, even when Season 2 released, you can see that Battlefield jumped up to about 92,000 concurrent players, 80,000, 88,000 concurrent players. But it never got anywhere close to the number that it initially had, which is sad to see. But, I mean, this is just what it is, man. It's the truth about Battlefield video games. It happens literally to all of them. So it looks like, unfortunately, EA could not break the curse with Battlefield games, with Battlefield 6. So RIP to that. But listen, it's not that it's a bad game. I enjoy the game very much. Like I said, I'm currently playing the single-player game, which, by the way, single-player campaign is actually pretty good. Shockingly, I went into it not expecting very much because, you know, like first-person shooter campaigns these days are not that great. But this one's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. The story's pretty good. It actually has a story. And not bad at all. So Resident Evil came out. Yeah. But I feel like with Battlefield, most people will log in at least once a day if they're really into the game to have like a round or two and then log off. So the number would be pretty consistent, even with the release of like Resident Evil. But, you know, it all depends. So Battlefield 4 has 450 players right now. I'd rather go play that. Damn. That's rough. That's rough. Battlefield 1 was a good time. Did you like Battlefield 1? I feel like it was okay. All right, let's X this out. I just wanted to give you an update on Battlefield right now. Let's talk about Marvel Rivals. So we have an update. Marvel Rivals, we talked about it the other day, and how Marvel Rivals apparently is dealing with a paid-for match throwing website, where it's like a website that's dedicated to people who can pay to have someone throw a match against someone else they don't like, basically. Right? So like, let's say you're a top player or one of the top players, you can pay to put a bounty on that person's head. And then essentially after paying that money, then they can, they'll try to go in and essentially throw a match with this player to affect their ranking. It's a pretty big problem apparently in Marvel Rivals. I didn't even realize that because I don't follow Marvel Rivals like that. I don't play this game. I'd be curious to see what Kata and Atreus think about this. But apparently now it's such a big deal that Marvel Rivals actually has something called a victim compensation protocol for everybody who has been negatively affected by the incentivized throwing epidemic. The system will automatically restore your lost points if you are deemed affected by this, it goes to show just how bad this whole situation is. So they named it incentivized throwing. This phenomenon saw a website and Discord being used to place bounties on people's heads. Players would then throw games to collect the money, and the website would take a portion of that reward. It got real weird real quick. Luckily, NetEase has stepped in, reassuring players it would take action against this by upping penalties for throwing games. It has also now implemented the victim competition protocol for all players who have been affected by match throwing, even if they weren't the intended target. To preserve match integrity, we're introducing the victim compensation protocol. If your match loss and point deduction were caused by a teammate's confirmed malicious behavior, the system will automatically restore lost points. You'll receive an in-game mail notification once compensation has been issued. All right, so I mean, I feel like that's a good thing, but you're also now getting to the root of the problem because, like we talked about yesterday, even if you're upping, whatever the bans are or whatever. Like, it's a free-to-play game, so unless you're IP banning, and even then, unless you're doing some sort of a serious ban, they could just make another account and come back and fuck with you anyway. So I don't know. I don't really know what the situation is. Hypnotic, what the fuck is happening to your voice? Gee, I don't know. Maybe I'm sick or something. I guess because I'm technically an AI robot, I'm not able to get sick. So disregard that. I'm currently trying out this new AI programming. It makes me sound like absolute shit. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you like it. So unless you're upping the actual bans, I don't really think this is going to help anything serious. I think this is a band-aid to the overall problem. And hopefully they definitely come out with something that's a little bit more permanent for the people that are, partaking in all this. Otherwise, it's just a Band-Aid. It's just a Band-Aid. So they're doing MAC address banning. Okay, well, that's good to know. That's good to know. You thought I was a void demon? I am an AI that is programmed to think it's a void demon. You got to keep up with the lore, Nick Havoc. That's the lore, man. That's the lore. Anyway, yeah. Just because I'm sick, I don't stop working. Very rarely will I stop working if I'm sick. I gotta be like dying. Then that's something different. But I'm an AI, so we don't technically die anyway. I mean, we could, I suppose, in theory. I don't know. Let's catch up on supers really quick, and then we'll keep going. So we got Speedy Cake with a 10. We all know Nintendo's going to make a spin-off game with card captures just to patent it after the fact. They definitely will. They definitely will. Nintendo's they're so petty, bro. They're so petty. How much money can you make playing Marvel Rivals if they have paid bounties? Probably a decent amount. If somebody's out there willing to put in the time, I'm sure you probably can make a decent amount of money. We got Lockwire with the 5 membership banger. Thank you, Lockwire. Appreciate it.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Lockwire. Thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate that, man. Fucking legendary. Absolutely legendary. We got Kay with a 50 Australia to require age check for GTA Online. Let's fucking go, boys. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening, boys. You know, I'm actually excited for this. I'm excited for this. You want to know why? Because all the shit that's happening in the world, it's really going to be a test, right? So, like, I feel like if you want normies to wake up, you got to start going after the normie shit. You can't go after the shit that's a little bit niche. You got to go after the normie shit. So if you want people to care about age verification and giving up their ID to third parties and everything, you got to go after shit like Grand Theft Auto. You got to deny the normies of their normie slop. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that you're going to find out that the normies are just going to probably go along with it because they want to just play their normie slop. So it's like, it's kind of like a catch-22. Like, yeah, it's going to wake up some people more, but also you're going to realize just how complacent a lot of people actually are, you know? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, but I'm not surprised. Tanya with a 2. Matcha tea from Smash JT could help your throat. No, it can't. It will literally give you throat cancer. No, it can't. I'm just kidding, by the way, for legal reasons. Blue Octopusy with a 5. If you're AI, do you need me to unplug and plug you back in? Hey, yo! Hey, yo, wait. What do you mean by that? Hey, yo, what the fuck? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. We got Dikachu with a CLP 4351. Here, get some lemonade and suppositories. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm literally okay. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much, Dikachu. I appreciate that. Let's check over on Rumble. Rumble, what do we got, man? Rumble, what do we got? Nothing. And that's okay, because Rumble's based anyway. Thank you, Rumble. I appreciate that. I didn't finish reading it because it was gay. It was gay. You said, ooh, this is gay. It's like, ooh, which is going to make it even gayer. Why would I finish reading that's gay? You know what? I'll hit you with the gay. It's gay. Deadeye's Lock with $1. Hypno pushing through sickness more than Left 4 Dead 2 scrubs with defibs. Facts. I try my best, man. I try my best. All right. Let's get out of this. We're not at tier 2 yet. Stop spamming ubus. What are we doing? All right, let's get into one more fast topic, and then we'll get into the last topic. We'll talk about Valve. So I want to talk about Slay the Spire 2. War Wizard with 199, Hypno getting the tentacles. I've seen this video. That's nasty. That's nasty. No. You know what's even nastier? The fucking comment in Rumble from Diet Spam that I can't even highlight for some reason. Because StreamYards won't let me highlight it. Oh, here we go. I got it. Hypno wouldn't sound this bad if he took his prep. Bro. That's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Oh, we are at tier 2? Oh, shit. Okay. All right. I apologize, Blue. Still pretty gay, though. Shout out to you guys. Jesus Christ. Oh, T-Jab says we're 50 cents over tier 2. Holy shit. Shout out to you guys. That is another tier 2. That's 592 tier 1s in a row and 275 tier 2s in a row. Guys, we are 25 away from 300 and we are 8 away from 600. That's crazy. Crazy. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. I appreciate it. Let's get into the topic about Slay the Spire. So, if you guys didn't see, Slay the Spire 2 developer has recently come out and said something that I think a lot of you are going to appreciate. It's probably going to make you want to buy the game even more. So, let's check this out. Slay the Spire 2 developer hates microtransactions, even though players would definitely pay for them. He says a lot of our players threaten to buy all and any cosmetics we may ever release. But because Mega Crit has a lot of willpower, they will not do microtransactions. Slay the Spire 2 is now in early access, and once you drop some cash on it, it will probably be the last time you need to spend any money on the game. That's because developer Mega Crit is no friend to microtransactions. Casey Yano says we're microtransaction haters. Co-founder of Mega Crit told Destructoid recently, and this is despite Yano being aware of how much some players will have to splash out on some extra bits and bobs. A lot of our players threaten to buy all and any cosmetics that we may ever release. This philosophy feels pretty consistent with the price of Slay the Spire 2 as well. Despite being a long-awaited sequel to an astronomically popular game, Mega Crit asking people to dig deep in their pockets is not asking them to dig deep in their pockets. It's only $24.99. Then it says, from the sound of it, there's not much point in Mega Crit trying to double dip anyway, as it's given so much power to the modders, who'll be able to fiddle with the code and make all sorts of changes and new distractions with other players. Which other players are able to enjoy for free. That's fucking based. That is absolutely, positively based. That is based, boys. Both in Slay the Spire 1 and 2, you can replace entire swaths of code, so you can kind of do anything, Yano said. A lot of our focus this time around is reducing friction, so players have more resources and easier entry points to work with mods. Absolutely based. You guys, I'm telling you, this developer is just proving more and more and more that you give the people what they fucking want, they're going to reward you with their money. This is like so easily proven throughout who knows how many times now. And we have another example of it. You have developers that gave you a fairly affordable video game at $24.99. It's a sequel to a game that you already enjoyed. They gave you more of what you already enjoyed. And they said they fucking hate microtransactions. I mean, come on. Seriously. It's unbelievable. That's fantastic. So shout out to Slay the Spire, which, by the way, Jesus Christ, man. This game had 240,000 people playing the game before I refreshed it. I just refreshed it now, and they jumped up to 287,000. They still have the all-time. Look at the 24-hour peak. It's almost as high as the fucking all-time peak. 568,884 in the last 24 hours. Oh my God. That's amazing. Almost 300,000 people playing the game right now. Look at that. It's amazing. Jesus Christ, bro. What did Hollow Knight Silksong do? Did it beat Silksong? Oh, so close. So close. Oh, so close. Damn. Almost. You almost got him. But hey, Hollow Knight Silksong is another example. Same thing. You give the people what they want. Don't nickel and dime them. Charge them a fair price. They'll give you their money if the game's good. I mean, how many more times do you need to see this happen? What's the numbers on their first game? It's not that great. Although it's a lot better than when they first released it because of the hype, obviously, for the sequel. Whoop, I put Slay of Spire. Here. So 3 months ago, they hit 57,000. But look at the 24-hour peak. It's so high. It's because of the second game that people are going back and playing the first game. That's crazy. Look at this. 40,000 in the first game, 24-hour peak. It's higher than it's ever been in its lifetime. This game came out almost 7.5 years ago. And it's got a 24-hour peak of almost 40,000. 20,000 people playing the first one right now. When this game released, it had 33,000 all-time concurrent players when it released. So there's almost as much people playing now than it had released in 2018. It's crazy, man. They sold 10 times the first game? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because the game came out 7 years ago. So it really probably sold on the high side of this. But if I had to be conservative, I'd probably say like 7 to 8 million. But they're getting close. They're absolutely getting close. There's no doubt that this game sold millions of copies. So good for them. Good for Slay the Spire. I'd be very curious to see if it actually beats Hollow Knight Silksong. I don't know if it's going to, but I'd be very curious if it did. Because that would be impressive. Hollow Knight Silksong literally blew the doors down the entire gaming industry last year. And Slay the Spire is now doing the same exact thing in 2026. This is this year's Hollow Knight Silksong so far. So very impressive, man. What was Hollow Knight numbers for comparison? Hollow Knight, the original Hollow Knight, did not do very well in the beginning. It grew over time. And it also hit an all-time new peak 6 months ago of almost 96,000 because of the sequel hype. Everybody was playing the game, and then all of a sudden the sequel came out. But same thing. When it released, it didn't do that well. Look at the numbers. You know? This is what it means to grow your fan base over time. See, people tend to think that Hollow Knight is like an instant success, but they don't realize that's not true. It took many years of grinding to get it to that point, and word of mouth. And then eventually it grew a fan base so much where the owner estimations it's just crazy. And then what happens is that people, they love your game over time. Then you release a sequel. If people think the sequel is giving them exactly what they want, you're going to see gangbusters numbers. You know, yeah, it takes time to cook. Exactly. You're not going to come off the gate swinging unless you already have an established fan base or an established IP. You're not going to do that. You know, very rarely will that ever happen. And then when we do see it happen, I mean, we celebrate it, right? Schedule 1 is probably a prime example of a video game that nobody saw coming. Look, you still got 20,000 people playing this game. 459,000 all-time peak 11 months ago. Crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's such a simple formula that is easy to do but hard to master, right? Look at Warframe. I mean, we could look at Warframe. Bro, look at Warframe. Again, look at how these numbers continue to spike. It's crazy, bro. So, pretty awesome. Technically, a game like Hollow Knight was a success at 20,000 sales. They're a small team. That's fair. That is fair to say. But I'm talking like in comparison to what they are now, because people think what they are now is what they've always been, and that's not true at all. What they are now is nowhere near what they've always been. It took a long time of good word of mouth to get them to where they are now, but they earned every bit of it, though. That's the difference. They earned every bit of it. They didn't come out the gate expecting everybody to, you know, fucking bend over to them and shit. Like they earned all of it. So good for them. Same thing with Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is the exact same scenario. We are literally watching history repeat itself. So good for them all across the board. All right, let me go through really quick. All right, let's get to the final topic. Let me drink some water and then final topic time. All right. We are going to talk about Valve's new lawsuit. Let me take the ears off of this one. Guys, I don't know if you're aware, but Valve is being sued again. Yeah, I know. Ridiculous. It almost seems like it's coordinated, which we're going to talk about later on in this video. But Valve is in fact being sued again. And I'm not talking about the lawsuit from New York. from Letitia James. That is a completely different lawsuit. But this lawsuit is in their own home turf, and it's for the same exact reason. According to this article here from Game Rant, it says Valve is facing another lawsuit. When I first saw this article, I thought to myself, is this the same thing? Like, are they just late to the news? Are they late to the one from New York with Letitia James? But no, they're not. Valve is being sued yet again, but this time it is a class action lawsuit that was filed by a plaintiff's law firm against Valve, accusing the company of using illegal gambling tactics via the loot box system offered in some of Valve's video games. The lawsuit alleges that Valve had knowingly profited off of consumers, including children, through the money that company had earned by selling loot boxes. So this is literally the same lawsuit that is happening in New York against Valve, but now it's happening on their own home turf. And what makes this crazy is that this is all happening at the same time that there is a generalized lawsuit from the US against Valve, and there is also a lawsuit from the UK against Valve. So it almost seems as if there is a desperate attempt to try to make Valve either get in line, because Valve is a private company that they cannot control, or in a way to try to essentially take down Valve through lawfare. I don't really know what's going on here. Again, I don't agree with the loot boxes that Valve is doing with Counter-Strike. Just because I don't agree with loot boxes in general, I can't stand them. But at the end of the day, I can see a coordinated attempt when I see one, and I really feel like this is exactly what we are looking at with these lawsuits. So we're going to go through this article here, and we're going to see what's happening with this nonsense. So make sure you guys comment on this video. Otherwise, your view won't count, and it's going to make me very sad. So along with being the company behind the popular PC storefront Steam, obviously Valve is the creator of various games, including Dota 2, Team Fortress 2, and Counter-Strike. In addition to its gaming IPs, Valve is also the creator of the popular Steam Deck handheld system, which allows Steam users to play various PC titles on the go. Though stocks of the Steam Deck have become difficult to replenish, Valve is also developing the Steam Machine, Steam Frame, and a new Steam controller. The Steam Machine and Frame and controller are all scheduled to launch in sometime in 2026, though the exact pricing and release date information remains unknown as of this time. Now, I've made it very clear that I'm not looking forward to the Steam Frame at all. I have no use for it, to be honest with you. Will I get it? I don't know. But I'm definitely getting the Steam Machine. I'm interested in the Steam Machine. I already have a Steam Deck. I'm obviously going to get the Steam controller to go with the Steam Machine, but I'm definitely interested in that particular device. Now, this is where things get interesting. So this is weeks after New York Attorney General Letitia James has sued Valve for the loot box system, which again, it's another law firm, have joined the legal fray against the PC gaming giant. This consumer lawsuit was filed against Valve by the Seattle-based Huggins-Berman law firm in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington. According to the 32-page court filing by Huggins-Berman, some of Steam's most popular games, including Dota 2 and Counter-Strike 2, have loot boxes built into them that players can buy. In Counter-Strike 2, the price of loot boxes and the keys used to open them can vary, while more current items are being sold cheaply, including kilowatt case keys for $249. Older and rarer items often sell for over $1,000 on the Steam marketplace. The lawsuit argued that Valve's loot box system constitutes gambling, which is illegal under Washington state law. So then the question becomes this. If it's illegal under Washington state law, why in God's name have you allowed it to happen all the way up until this point? They've been doing this for a very long time. They've been doing this for an ungodly amount of time. So why now? Why now at the same time that Letitia James also launches a lawsuit for the same exact thing? Why now? Why are you all of a sudden suing Valve now for this? It all makes it seem as if it's forced, right? It all makes it seem as if this is just one big coordinated attack to go against Valve. Because I really don't think these law firms care about the gambling. I especially don't believe that they care about the supposed kids that are affected by this. They always want to bring up kids, right? Anytime a situation like this happens, when they want to go after a big company, they're like, think of the kids. Think of the kids. Like, guys, seriously, nobody's believing this shit in regards of think of the kids. We all know that there's more to this than meets the eye. But in any case, so they constituted as gambling, which is illegal under Washington state law, and the lawsuit seeks to recover damages for who? Okay. From Valve's loot boxes, as well as force Valve to cease and desist any loot box operation should it succeed. Now, I'm telling you guys, this ain't happening, okay? I really don't believe in the slightest that they're ever going to get Valve to cease and desist all loot box operations. That's not fucking happening, bro. We're talking about a massive amount of Valve's income. You know Valve is absolutely going to fight this tooth and nail. And they're going to win, most likely, because they've won before, right? This isn't the first time they've gotten sued for loot boxes, and it's not going to be the last time they've gotten sued for loot boxes. This is all just one massive attempt to try to get Valve to settle and to give them money and to make it seem like Washington did something, but they're not going to do this. Like, they're not going to absolutely stop loot boxes whatsoever. The Huggins-Berman law firm further stated that Valve's loot boxes were made to extract money from consumers, including children, through deceptive casino-style psychological tactics. Huggins-Berman founder and managing partner Steve Berman said, "We believe Valve deliberately engineered his gambling platform and profited enormously from it. Consumers play these games from entertainment, unaware that Valve had allegedly already stacked the odds against them. We intend to hold Valve accountable and put money back in the pockets of consumers." You are going to have a really hard time proving that this is somehow affecting the entertainment of the video game, because this is all an optional thing that you could partake in. I have not bought any loot boxes from Steam. That's complete bullshit. And I've had nothing but great entertainment with Counter-Strike throughout the many, many, many years of playing Counter-Strike. I think you guys are going to have a really big uphill battle trying to prove that this is somehow that people are unaware. Like, what do you mean people are unaware? That's unbelievable, right? Like, what are you talking about? That's kind of like saying that, exactly, the chat says with alcohol and cigarettes, like, oh, people are unaware of the risks when they do these things, and this is inherently forcing them to do, like, no, it's not. Like, let's stop this shit. Not only that, the children supposedly playing Counter-Strike, first off, I don't even believe you can add a credit card to your account unless it's an 18 plus account, if I'm not mistaken, or it's backed by a parental consent. So if children are utilizing the in-game microtransactions within Counter-Strike, they're either doing it with the consent of a parent or they're already 18 plus as it is. So I don't really know what's going on with this. And again, I don't agree with the loot box stuff. I don't like the loot box stuff. I can't stand it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like all of you are victims if you partake in loot boxes. Like, I've never had that mindset. But anyway, let's continue. So if we look here, as for the legality of the loot boxes, some countries have taken measures to ban loot boxes in video games, which we're not one of them. A ban on loot boxes is set to go into law in Brazil later this month, after Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva signed the measure into law in September 2025. Brazil will join Belgium and Netherlands in regulating loot boxes within its borders. Since Valve is based in Bellevue, Washington, the company is subject to the state's laws. As of this writing, the Huggins-Berman lawsuit has demanded that the loot box case against Valve be decided via a jury trial in the future. Wow. However, it remains to be seen if the loot box lawsuit against Valve in Washington will advance. Honestly, guys, I really don't think this is going to advance in the slightest. I'm sorry. I just don't. Most of these lawsuits, if not almost all of them, never see the light of day inside of a courtroom. They're definitely not most likely going to see a jury trial, especially. But this will be pretty fucked up if Washington ends up winning and they end up forcing Valve to essentially ban loot boxes all across the board, across the entire fucking platform, essentially. That's going to be pretty nuts. Given that the lawsuit from Huggins-Berman was just filed against Valve, it's currently unclear if the case will be moved to a jury trial or if the matter will be settled, dismissed outright. Although Valve's attorneys recently won a patent troll lawsuit in the state of Washington, it remains to be seen how the PC and gaming giant will fare in defending its loot box practices on two fronts. Now, again, it's not even just two fronts, because they're also facing a lawsuit in the UK. And it's not about loot boxes specifically, but it's about unfair pricing and unfair, customer strategies, whatever you want to call it. It's all unfair business practices. I just think that this is one big, massive coordinated attack against Steam and against Valve for not essentially doing what they're told on all fronts, right? Valve does bend the knee in some aspects, but they don't bend the knee in all aspects, especially when it comes to customer transparency, right? They love doing customer transparency. They're one of the few that has written reviews on their platform. They're also one of the few that we can actually see Steam numbers and see how video games are doing. they're one of the few that offers that level of transparency. And a lot of the big wigs, they don't like that. So wouldn't be surprised if they use legal lawfare to try to get Valve to get choked up in legal battles, or just to get Valve to bend the knee, essentially. I would not be surprised whatsoever. So again, I'll say this. Valve is not the only one that does loot boxes. That's obvious. We already know that, right? Valve is not the only one that does it, but it seems like Valve is the only one being targeted right now. Why that is, I'll leave that up to you to decide. You can leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. But overall, this situation proves that there is something bigger going on when it comes to Valve. And considering how long it took Valve to win the last lawsuit, I think it was like 2 or 3 years. Don't be surprised if Valve is going to be tied up in legal lawfare for the next 5 years plus. I would not be surprised. This is going to be a long, long battle. So, and I'll put it to you like this. Even if Valve does lose, right? Let's say they lose the ability to do loot boxes. You mean to tell me that Valve is not going to come up with something else that you are currently allowing right now in the state of Washington with other video games that are taking advantage of it? You think they're not going to come up with something? Of course they're going to. You guys are allowing fucking Fortnite to do the nonsense that they're doing. Valve could do something very similar. So again, this is all just putting their chest out there. They're trying to, make it seem as if they're doing something, right? They want to convince the people of the state that they're doing something. At least that's what Letitia's doing with New York. And you guys already know that she completely lost me in New York when she said that we're doing this to protect New Yorkers from violence, because she actually blamed the violence happening in the state of New York right now. She blamed that violence on Steam and on Valve for promoting violent video games. She went that route with that particular lawsuit and pitching that lawsuit to the people. She said that is because Valve is partially responsible for the violence because of the promotion of violent video games. It's unbelievable. So a lot of these lawsuits are completely and utterly bullshit. They're obviously, if you want to call them activist lawsuits, you can, whatever. I just think that they're election season lawsuits. I think that they are lawsuits that are being filed knowing that nothing's going to come from it other than most likely a settlement. But at the end of the day, they can say that they went after the bigwigs and they did something for the state that they're in and all that stuff. I really think that's what it is. So we'll see what ends up happening. Valve has won multiple lawsuits regarding this before. I'm sure they'll win it again, or at the very least, they're going to settle without any kind of detriment to them, aside from a couple of bucks. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this entire lawsuit situation. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, obviously. And I'll see you guys on the next one. That's going to be a video on the channel later today. Later tomorrow, I should say. Gray Soul with a 2 says Gabe will overcome. Come. Terrible. Yeah, it's the whole video games cause violence bullshit. It's really stupid. It's so stupid that they continue to try to push that narrative of video games cause violence. And it's so sickening. But they will continue to do it. Robin 10 with a 10 could just be New York State saw the money grab and others wanted in on the gravy train. Occam's razor sort of deal. Yeah, maybe. That's I'll tell you that's definitely a possibility. Because think about it. If you throw all these lawsuits at a company, they get frustrated. They're more likely to settle if it just means getting you off their back. And it's an easy payday instead of going through all this litigiousness. But you never know. Listen, Valve could afford from some really good lawyers. So don't be surprised if they do decide to fight it. We got Toronol with a 2 on Rumble. My guess, they agree to let Steam off the hook if Steam agrees to ensure no kids gamble. Hello, Internet ID. So you think this is the way to try to sneak in? That's interesting. That's an interesting theory. That's interesting. So basically, upload your ID to ensure you're not a minor, and that way you can partake in loot boxes. That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Well said on that one, Toronol. Well said. I would not be surprised if that happens. I don't know, man. That's a tough one because, again, PC players like their freedom. So, and Valve knows this, which is why they don't charge to use their platform like PlayStation and Xbox. So to be able to sell that idea, I don't know. That'd be a tough one. That'll be interesting. That's an interesting angle. Yeah. All right, listen, we're fully caught up, guys. Oh, no, we're not. I lied. Jason Alator with a 5. The left wants control of Steam and are doing everything they can to attain Steam. Well, I'll say this. Steam is a highly protected company. And the reason why is because the people that work there know what they have. They know what they have in front of them. They know how good they have it. They don't want to fuck it up. Gabe knows how good he has it. He doesn't want to fuck it up. I'm sure whoever he's putting in charge hopefully has the same mindset that they also don't want to fuck it up. Right? So if you have all the people that are working for you, making crazy money more than anybody else in the entire industry, knowing that they don't want to fuck it up, then hopefully they can continue that. But unfortunately, human history has taught us that somebody always fucks it up. That's really what it is. Somebody always fucks it up. So I don't know. We'll see. Usually companies settle. Valve is loaded. I don't know if they actually would. He seems like to have a duck. It's it's a fuck it, let's go mentality. They might be tired of it. I mean, again, we're talking about, Raza, we're talking about them going after Valve's cash cow or one of Valve's biggest cash cows, right? So they might just say fuck it and not settle on that unless it's absolutely on the best terms that they could possibly settle on. So I don't know. We'll see. Guys, I am linking the gaming stream both on YouTube and on Rumble. So if you guys want to go hang out in the gaming stream, it's officially live right now. We're going to be continuing Resident Evil 9 tonight. We got to a crazy part in the game with Leon and Raccoon City. It's actually pretty interesting. A lot of fun. So come hang out with us there. If you don't want to stick around for the waifu battle, the link is officially live. You can go click it and check it out and wait there. We're going to go live at our usual time. In the meantime, we're going to do the waifu battle now. We covered all the stories we had planned today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I appreciate it. I hope all of you had a lot of fun in the stream tonight. And if you didn't, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you at that point. All right, guys, it's waifu battle time. We had an epic waifu battle last night. It was unfucking believable. This time we're going to have another one because our waifu battle champion is none other than Tifa. But I got a good challenger for her. We'll see how this goes. All right. Bye to everybody who watches the stream and doesn't participate in the waifu battle. Appreciate it. Peace. All right. Air Razor says, Hypno, what if I just want to play Neo instead? So play Neo. You don't got to watch me, man. Play Neo. It's all good. I appreciate you hanging out while you did. All right, boys. Listen, Waifu Battle is here. It's here, boys. It's here. You think it's Eve? Why do you immediately go to Eve? Like, I specifically remember saying that Eve is banned for a while. She ain't coming back for a while. Guys, the current Waifu Battle champion who took the belt in glorious fashion yesterday, by the way, is none other than the one and the only Tifa, the one who started it all, boys. She started it all. And with that being said, I got a fun challenger for her today. But before we do that, let's go over the rules. All right. Rule number 1. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count to a particular waifu, but the only way it's going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. Damn, people are calling out Trey. They're like, it's only because of fucking Trey that she won. Dude, Trey pissed off so many people, bro. Oh, my God. If you put the name of the waifu after the fact in your super chat, then I will make it count. Otherwise, it will not count. Rule number 2. You could vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You could vote for the champion who is Tifa, or you could vote for the challenger who you're about to find out. It does not matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? We don't understand shit, boys. Let's be real. All right, guys, listen. So, I got a pretty interesting waifu today, and every single one of you were wrong on your assumptions. I see them in the chat. I see every single one of you in the chat. Don't lie to me. I see you. Guys, we got an interesting waifu. And this particular waifu we're going to be bringing out because, well, her TV show is coming out with a new season today. All right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against Tifa is going to be none other than the one and the only Nico Robin, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You were all wrong. You guys thought Eve. You guys thought fucking Aerith. You're all wrong. Every single one of you are wrong. Nico Robin from One Piece, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Tifa or is it going to be Nico Robin? Let's find out. I'm putting the names on the bottom right now. Let me know in your dono. Did that rhyme? That rhymed a little bit. One Piece fans, you better fucking come out right now. Solid picture. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Setsuna with a 2. Low key. Fuck. Wait, what? That's crazy, Setsuna. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Fuck the rules. Wow. Mr. Melancholy with a 2. Nico Robin. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kara Lunar with a 2 says Tifa 2s. Thank you. I appreciate that. Crash Collins with a $20 banger over on Rumble for Tifa and then spells it out as GOAT. You know, this is becoming ridiculous, okay? This is becoming ridiculous. But thank you, Crash Collins. I appreciate that. The face is a bit too cute for her, but I like the pick overall. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. What? Fuck your rules going married from One Piece? May she rest in peace? Oh my God. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you are a One Piece fan, you should be voting for her. Otherwise, accept the feltoning. That's just what it is. Accept the feltoning, boys. It's gonna come. No voice for you. Wait, what? What? Deadeye's Lock says, thank God I was wrong too. Bro, everybody was like Eve and Aerith. That's what everybody was saying. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. Wow, you guys must think I'm that predictable. Genetic Spore says he still can't super chat. Why? What the fuck? Why does Rumble hate you so much? Tell them to stop hating you so much. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. Excellent cleavage. Thank you. I try to ensure that there is equal representation all across the board, if you catch my drift, you know? Equal representation. Your vote goes to Nico. Let's fucking go. Deadeye's Lock with a 2 says split it. 1 for each boob. It doesn't count because you didn't put a name. For whose boobs are you talking about? We don't know whose boobs you're talking about, man. Come on, Deadeye's Lock. What are we doing, bro? You should know this by now. We got Gaunt with a 5. Tifa, of course. I like One Piece, but Nico is not as attractive as Tifa. I understand. I respect that. I definitely respect that. Thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate that. I see Nico. My mind went to the son of Hades from Percy Jackson. Oh my God. That's crazy, bro. Of course it did. Of course it did. Hypnotic never puts Eve versus Tifa. Are you sure about that? I'm almost positive I did at one point. I'm almost positive I did. All right. Nico Robin's coming off screen, and now it's time for the current Waifu Battle champion, who's none other than Tifa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who's going to win. Is it going to be Tifa or is it going to be Nico? Let's find out, boys. Let's find out. You can't super chat on Griffcast for waifus. It's not going to count. It's got to be here. It has to be here on this channel. You crazy bastards. Bro. Oh my God. We got Deadeye's Lock with $1 says Robin and Tifa. Screw the rules, Hypno. Just kidding. All right, so that's $1.50 for both waifus. Thank you, Deadeye's Lock. Crash Collins with a 2 says Tifa 4 Genetic Spore. All right, I can see that. I can see that. Listen, Matt, with a 9 Tifa, rip it. Thank you. Listen, Matt, I appreciate that. This is Sparta could not decide, so he donated 20 and says to split for Tifa and Nico. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's 10 for both. Thank you so much. This is Sparta. Hypnotic also did the same exact thing. We got a lot of splits going on today. Hypnotic gifted 10 for Tifa and Robin split. That's 5 and 5 for both waifus. That's crazy. The mic went crazy. That's because I looked away from the screen. Sorry. That's crazy. Nope. Nobody wants to pick a side. It's going to be close. War Wizard with 189 says Blue Octopussy X Hypno. Ooh, woo. That's crazy, bro. Not happening. Not happening. Too many people are having trouble choosing a waifu. I knew it was going to be a hard choice, but I didn't think it was going to be this hard. But I guess we'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's fairly close. There was a lot of splits. Too many people are having trouble choosing a waifu. Yep. They sure are. They sure are. Could go either way. I'm just waiting to see. Right now, yesterday we had 2 major hitters, Dr. Spike and Trey. I mean, to be honest, everybody was hitting hard yesterday. So that's why people are being a little light today. Nico Robin is the best girl next to Hancock. They like both. This will be decided in the countdown. Some legends drip a hyperbanger. Maybe. Democulus says it will be easy for someone to chair shot tonight. Well, that's the downside to lower waifu battles. People leave themselves open to their waifus getting felted. Gray the Merchant with $1. Mihawk joined the Spire Slayers Guild. Yes, I'm a soul member. Why am I not surprised? Thank you, Gray the Merchant. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Someone is waiting backstage with a chair. Definitely possible. We're about to find out any minute now. The song's about to end. Here we go. It's coming down to the wire, boys. Oh, Dark Obsidian threw in a little bit of a wrench. Dark Obsidian with a $20 banger for Tifa. Right at the last second. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Throwing in that wrench, that's going to change things up a little bit. Oh, and then Abhorrent Soul threw in a 10 for Tifa over on Rumble. The original waifu cleanse, he says. Uh-oh, that's $30 for Tifa right before the countdown. This can still go either way. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rumble, stop lagging. Waiting. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The last super chats that are going to count is going to be Denarier with a 5 over on Rumble for Tifa and Crash Collins with a 5 over on Rumble for Tifa. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. There is no chair shots for Tifa or Nico Robin. What a shame. What a shame. Mods, let's count it up. Feed the ducks. And let's see who won. Anubis with a 5 says Dean Winchester pulls down his pants and yells pudding. What the fuck? Thank you, Anubis. I appreciate that. That's funny. I think tomorrow I'm going to cover the Blue Sky story. I didn't get to cover it today, but I'll cover it tomorrow. It wasn't planned. Let me see. Blue Sky CEO fired. Let me see. Oh, she didn't get fired. Blue Sky CEO Jay Grabber has announced her departure from the role and will transition to the position of Chief Innovation Officer. Tony Schneider, a former CEO of Automatic, will serve as the interim CEO while the company searches for a permanent CEO. Damn. They didn't even wait until they had a replacement. Damn. They didn't even wait. Is she actually stepping down? I don't know if she's stepping down, boys. Wait, so did the person who replaced her, is that a man? Tony Schneider. Let me see. Oh, wow, it is a man. Is it? Blue Sky. Let's see. I can't find anything. I think it might be a man. That's crazy. Why would she step down from her role? That's kind of interesting. We'll find out. Oh, keep feeding the ducks. Hold on. I got to look into that. Yeah, Tony with an I. Well, hopefully she's not sick. Again, last time I saw a CEO step down from their role, Susan Wojcicki, turns out she had fucking cancer. So I always try to put that out in the ether. Hopefully she's not sick. The numbers are in. Hold on. Pause the music. The numbers are in, boys. We got Nico Robin barely escaping ban territory at $18.50 against Tifa at $86.27, which means the winner and still Waifu Battle champion is none other than the one and the only Tifa, ladies and gentlemen. Why am I not surprised? At least she's not banned. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Let's go. The coping and seething shall commence.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for the Waifu Battle. Tifa is going to go backstage, where she will face off against another waifu tomorrow, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. We always have a good time to the best of our ability. All right, guys, listen. Thank you so much for the amazing, amazing stream today. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for all the likes, the comments, the super chats, memberships, everything. We're going to go hang out now. Have a good time. After I'm done editing, we're going to go have some fun over on Griffcast and play some more Resident Evil 9 Requiem. So if you guys want to hang out with us in the after party, please make sure you guys do. I would love to see every single one of you there, but I understand it's not for everybody. So those of you that are not going to come, I appreciate your support here. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you guys as well. And I will see every single one of you on the next one. Until then, hold on, wait. Is the Waifu Battle not considered a loot box where you're gambling to see who wins? That's not at all the same. That's not at all the same. It's because this is not considered a loot box because there's no RNG, pre-built-in RNG factor. There's no percentage built in, right? So it's not considered a loot box. Stop trying to destroy my Waifu Battle. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. See you tonight. Bye.
women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you can't. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck Indiana Jones, put a ticket in, make her name is Jack. Fuck Indiana, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in a queenie and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! 'Cause that's all we fucking know! 'Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.